I'm Kristen Denny-Chambers, clarinetist, composer, and founder of Clarinet Playground. This is video number 23 out of 40, going through all of the etudes in Finger Fitness Études Book 2 with some little tips and tricks to help you get going as you get started with this music. This one is for Center Ring. Center Ring is dedicated to Julian Bliss. I'll hit a few highlights from his biography here, but I will post his full biography down below in the comments of this video. Julian Bliss is one of the world's finest clarinetists, excelling as a concerto soloist, chamber musician, recitalist, jazz artist, and masterclass leader. Aside from performing and teaching around the world, Julian is also very involved in the development of clarinet models and is now the market development manager for clarinets at Conn-Selmer. Because of this, he's really inspired a generation of young players by introducing them to the clarinet. Julian started playing the clarinet at age 4 and went on to study in the United States at the University of Indiana and in Germany under Sabine Meyer, turning professional at just age 12. Julian has had an especially exciting year this year, premiering John Mackey's newest concerto, Divine Mischief, written for Julian Bliss. It was first premiered with Dallas Winds, and he's gone on to tour the piece with other ensembles all over. Julian has several recordings that have received rave reviews, and in 2010 he established the Julian Bliss Septet, a jazz ensemble really inspired by the king of swing, Benny Goodman, and that ensemble has continued to grow and do other arrangements. In 2020, Julian launched Bliss Music, where he has arrangements of selected pieces for clarinet and piano that are available as sheet music. These include Rachmaninoff's Cello Sonata Opus 19, third movement of which has been set as a grade 6 piece on the new London College of Music clarinet syllabus. I first encountered Julian Bliss at the Clarinet Fest in the year 2000 at the University of Oklahoma, where he did a recital at age 10, completely memorized. He gave a jaw-dropping performance of the Martineau Sonatina, Victor Babin's Hillendale Waltzes, Paul Harris's Adagio, and Joseph Horvitz's third movement from his Sonatina. The clarinet community was both shocked and inspired by this 10-year-old prodigy. I remember so many conversations following that recital. No matter what, that was a huge big splash for him in the United States especially, and from that point forward, everybody knew who he was. I've been lucky to meet him on several occasions, and he even came to Tulsa to do a class and presentation of his instrument line. So Center Ring is all about Julian's life. I think about somebody that young being in the spotlight and how that must feel to command the attention of a room as a soloist at such a young age. I'm sure it comes with a lot of fun on the side, but I'm sure there's also a little bit of pressure in there too. Let's take a look at the music. At the bottom of each page in this book, you'll find 1 or 2 practice tips. For this one, we have commit to the accents and dynamics to help make the style of this music come through. It really will make a difference. At the top of each page, you'll find 2 finger drills. These are very important. Make sure you're practicing them and spending some time there because this is what's folded directly into the music. So the finger drills here are low F sharp to C and low F sharp to C sharp. I designed this with right side F sharp in mind because of the C sharp that comes next. So I would encourage you to do right side F sharp and left side C sharp, of course, when you get to that point. You could do left F sharp and then switch it to the right and kind of mix things up for an extra challenge. But like I said, it was designed for the right side. So we're talking about right side F sharp up to C. It's nice because all the motion is in one hand. And then right side F sharp to C sharp. We do need to coordinate that movement really nicely, lifting and then placing the left pinky and timing that just right. For the style and character of this etude, we have a gallop. It's full of energy. Really, we want to learn to play this as quickly as possible, but of course start slowly as you're first learning. But we want to get this to push as fast as we possibly can while still maintaining really good even rhythms, clean articulation, and good dynamics. Imagine the center ring of a circus with all of the tricks and entertainment that you would see. When we get to measure 9, we have the main theme. This one's a little bit leapy, so you want to look ahead for that and be ready. The entire etude is very energetic, and we end with this accelerando to the end. It's sort of this part chromatic, part scale towards the end, and just push that as fast as you can. The rhythms that you'll run into are very fundamental rhythms for compound meter. We've got constant running eighth notes, dotted quarter notes, and quarter eighths. So at the very beginning, we have constant eighth notes, then the dotted quarter note leading to sort of a clipped off eighth note. And then in measure 25, we see the quarter note eighth note with this high-low, which we'll talk about that here in just a second. But you see that rhythm of long, short, very popular rhythm in compound meter. Now we'll look at some areas where you can focus your attention. The obvious challenge of this etude is the speed. Start slowly, make sure you're really comfortable, and then really push the speed. The two intro areas have some large leaps. So at the beginning of the etude, we have in measure 5 this G, F sharp, G pedal, and then the leap after keeps growing. So we get D sharp, and then we get E, and then we get G, F sharp, F, G, F sharp, F sharp, G. And we have a similar intro sort of element coming back in measure 37, but actually we have more time for these leaps. You can see how it's stretched out. We have the continual G, F sharp, G eighth note, and then the dotted quarter note follows it. So it's a little less challenging there, but the challenging part about that is the chromatic scale that goes down into a little fermata following that part of the etude. Then we get more leaps and a hemiola starting at measure 13. Lots of fun, like mixed articulation, and then the accents showing the hemiola in measure 15. We have that F sharp C, F sharp C sharp, F sharp D. So you bring out those accents and you feel that 2 against 3. It's a really nice highlight of the etude. More things to think about include accents, dynamics, and articulation patterns. We really want to make sure we're getting everything on the page, so make sure you're following all of those little details. It'll really help the music pop off the page. And what I think is a little bit tricky, in measure 25, we have the octaves. So first you're going to read the low version, and then on the repeat, you'll read the high version. When you play the low version, it's loud, it's nice and forte, and then the high version is a little bit quieter, more like an echo. We have some appearances of chromatics. So in measure 41, we have this lovely chromatic scale going downward and some little chromatic neighbors leading to the fermata. Plus we get to slow down a little bit there. And then at the end, we have this part chromatic, part scale with an accelerando all the way towards the end. Other than these things that we covered, of course, we do want all of the rhythms and everything to feel really even. There are a lot of leaps. We have a lot of mixed articulation patterns. So go slowly and then work your way up. For those of you with a low C instrument, there is a low C version of this etude on page 57. I always say learn the original first as a rule, and then you can turn to page 57, have a little bit of a challenge with these low notes that are scattered all the way throughout the etude. Now for some final thoughts on this etude. Center ring takes us right into the middle of the chaotic excitement of the circus. There are tasty little surprises around every corner. Do your best to show every detail on the page to really make it come to life with dynamics, articulation, and accents. Learn it slowly and then really push the speed to see what you can do. And of course, have some fun with it. To listen to a beautiful recording of this etude and all other etudes from this book, head over to my website, clarinetplayground.com. Trevor Stewart has recorded all 40 etudes beautifully, and they are available for purchase there on my website. Feel free to join us in the Clarinet Playground group on Facebook where we play and post for each other. And head over to my website at clarinetplayground.com for more fun music and books. Thank you so much. I always say learn the first one as a